If everybody, can I get this on? Thank you. If everybody could come in and be seated, please. We're about to get started. Do we turn the music down? If we could have everybody please come into the auditorium.
Got that beautiful voice on off. Just 1, 2, 3, 4. Just come straight in with that. You just want sax on. Yeah, man. Just jam out on this. It's in like B minor. Okay. B minor, B7, A minor, D. In fact, if you want, you can start off with it again. It's got kind of guitar. If you want. Yeah, I'll noodle a little on the front of it, and I'll just come in here.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Blake Marduk, and my pronouns are he, him. I'm volunteer host for today, and I'm grateful that we can gather today in the spirit of our shared values and community. Whether you're a longtime member or a first-time visitor here in person or joining in on our live stream, we're thrilled to have you join us here today. We are truly fortunate to be in this community together. So that our time together is not interrupted, please take a second to silence your devices, Or, better yet, turn them off or in airplane mode. I appreciate you all and your dedication and respect for this community. Thank you. I'm going to take a minute so you can do that. For those of you who joined us on Mother's Day, you may remember that we had some extra music and a shorter platform address. So, be prepared for the format to be a little bit different today as well. Our musical Our musical guests today are Dave Farver, who has been with us before, and Matt Arana. The first song will be Beautiful Boy by John Lennon, followed by Daughters by John Mayer. Also, happy Father's Day, if you are the real dad.
Patient, 'cause it's a long way to go, a hard road to hoe. Yes, it's a long way to go, but in the meantime, before you cross the street, take my hand. Life is what happens to you while you're busy making other plans. Beautiful, 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 beautiful boy. Beautiful, 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 beautiful boy. Before you go to sleep, say a little prayer. Every day, in every way, it's getting better and better. Beautiful, 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 beautiful boy. Beautiful, 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 beautiful boy. We actually
There
are
it is.
saving the John Mayer song for a little bit later.
All right. Are we going to do it now?
Yeah.
You want to do it now?
Okay, we can do it.
It was on the list. So.
Yes. a girl. She puts the color inside of my world. She is just like a maze where all of the walls are continually changed. Now I've done all I can, standing upstairs with my heart in my hand. And I'm starting to see baby's got nothing to do with me. So fathers, be good to your daughters. Daughters will love like they do. Girls become lovers and turn into mothers. So mothers, be good to your daughters too. See that skin, it's the same she's been standing in since the day I saw her walking away. Now she's left cleaning up the mess we made. So fathers, be good to your daughters. Daughters will love like we do. Girls become lovers or turn into mothers. So mothers, be good to your daughters too. Boys, you can break. You find out how much they can take. Boys don't do wrong. Boys soldier on. Boys would be lost without love of a good woman's heart. So fathers, be good to your daughters. Daughters will love like we do. Girls become lovers and turn into mothers. So mothers, be good to your daughters too. So mothers, be good to your daughters too. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing that beautiful rendition with us this morning. Each week, we have a young member of our community read the Ethical Education for Youth core values as a way to bring us together and remind us of our shared commitments. However, the youth education program is on hiatus for the summer, so instead, I will read them. Every person is important and unique. Every person deserves to be treated fairly and kindly. We can learn from everyone. We are part of this earth, we cherish it and all life upon it. We learn from the world around us by using our senses, minds, and feelings. We are members of the world community, which depends on the cooperation of all people for peace and justice. We can learn from the past to build for the future. We are free to question. We are free to choose what we believe. We accept responsibility for our choices and actions, and we strive to live our values. It is now time for opening words, when a member shares a little bit about themselves or about something they are passionate about. This is a time where we deepen our connections with one another. Today, we invite Mary Domelin to speak with us.
Hello, I'm a fairly new member, so I apologize. Also, it's DeMolin, but that's fine. It's my married name anyway. Thank God he didn't have my maiden name. All right, so I'm Mary, she, her, and like I said, I'm a fairly new member. But I thought I'd come up and talk to you about how the way I grew up kind of connects with ethical humanism in general. So I'll start off with a quote from my father. "The world would be a much better place if we all just had the same mutual respect for one another." I'd say that fits in pretty well with humanism, right? And he says it because he is also a pacifist. Pretty fun fact. In 2016, my father and stepmother moved to the West Coast. They were in Oregon, now they're in California. And in that time, they seem to have actually been more liberal with their Catholicism than they were, which was already kind of like independent, like teetering. But that was especially evident in 2020 when my wife and I both came out. Me as bisexual and my wife as transgender. And we were a little bit worried, both of us, but the reaction that we got from pretty much all of our parents, from my father specifically, when I told him I was bi, he just blinked and looked at me and said, "Okay." I'm also wondering if there wasn't a hint of duh, but, and with her, the only thing he asked was, "Well, why didn't you just say so sooner?" And in that time, in those 4 years, my father has become one of the best allies that we have. In fact, he proudly walked me down the aisle at our September 2023 wedding, and I have pictures of that because it is one of my favorites, so I will always share it if asked. Now, that being said, we do have some differences regarding some political and societal issues, and I won't get into them, but I think that we appreciate that about each other. We've seen that we have more similarities than differences, and it's given us different lenses to look at the world from. We take from some and not from the others, and that's okay. When I was growing up, he was always the head of some charity, whether it was here in St. Louis or in Illinois, and he always brought me with him, like 99% of the time, because he wanted me to know that by helping others, we help the world. And this is how he shows his faith and his citizenship. He always wanted me to know 3 things. Always put others first, have courage, and be kind. And we'll get a little more into what have courage means too. He uses those principles to this day to stand against gun violence, economic injustice, and pretty much any form of inequity. He is a lover of lifelong learning. You will find him studying for any class or degree, which I believe he has 3 of now. I don't remember offhand. And you will also always find him with at least 3 books on his nightstand, and yes, he reads every one of them. Crazy, right? So it was these patterns in watching him over these last 30 years that I've been alive that helped me really embrace ethical humanism as a whole. It allowed me to see what I did believe and what I didn't, but that I wanted to find a community that's all about helping people and doing social justice and working in the world to make it a better place. And it's helped me become more well-rounded and contribute to society. And so I know I talked about, have courage. And the other thing that I thank my father for is the ability for me to stand up here and give this talk, because we are a family of performers. Seriously, I am a theater actress. My father was a professional extra in the 90s. Fun fact. And so he's the one who taught me everything about public speaking and performing. And it was because of this that he also instilled in me this philosophy. Never be afraid to use your gifts and share them with the world. By sharing your joy and making messages known to the public, we will change the world truly. Thank you.
If you're a member and would like to share opening words, we will happily get you on the schedule. You can connect with Amy Miller or send an email to the platform speakers team. The team takes turns recruiting each month, so you may be asked to give opening words, but you are always free to decline. Today we're going to be doing things a little bit differently. For our second musical selection, please welcome Dave Farver back for something a little different in lieu of our Mindfulness Minute. We will be receiving a meditative sound bath today as an additional musical selection. For my skeptics out there, please know that there are studies showing good evidence to support the value of this practice, which, while sounds new age, is actually thousands of years old and is practiced across many cultures. Seth Mistrika, co-founder of the Crystal Sound Bath in Los Angeles, states, quote, "The general intention of a sound bath is to create a discordance from the participants' energy fields. Among the benefits are relaxation, an increase in sense of well-being, expanded awareness, and access to inner visionary experience," end quote. So let us welcome Dave back to the stage to bathe us in sound as we relax and open our minds. He may also have other ways he would describe the practice.
Thanks so much. Yeah, I got into this about a year ago. I experienced the sound bath and a personal sound massage, which is a one-on-one thing. You're on a table, just like a massage table, and you'll actually be in contact with the bowls. I just wanted to demonstrate a little bit about how these things work. So these guys, the crystal bowls, they're just glass. They're perfectly tuned. So these happen to be in A, C, and E. It's a minor chord, and they're perfectly tuned in one tone. So they're very pure. These guys are much more complex, many more overtones, and just a very interesting. I think the quality of the Tibetan singing bowls is that it can focus your mind. It's really a meditation helper, if you will. So yeah, I'll just get on with it and play a few for you and let you hear exactly how they work. There's two ways to play them. You can strike them or you can sing them. Singing them just involves a wood dowel with a little piece of suede on it, and it causes the bowl to resonate. So here we go. If you just clear your mind, focus on the sound.
Thank you for that lovely experience. Our speaker today is our Interim Director, Amy Miller, offering a reflection on Father's Day.
Hi, good morning. I loved this. I especially loved that you could also hear the roof creaking in the heat and the birds that nest in the spire. When I give tours of the building, sometimes, like the other day, a couple came through. They were in town and they wanted to see the stained glass. And so we came in here so they could see the room, and we were standing here quietly, and they were like, "What is happening?" I was like, "It's just the roof creaking. It's very hot today." And then there were little birds chirping in their nests. So it went beautifully with the sound bath. Thank you. So reflecting on my Mother's Day platform and leveraging of the verb mothering, as in to mother, through caring, protection, and kindness, I was low-key surprised to be unable to find a comparable verb for fathering. All references to fathering were about literally making a baby by impregnating someone with a uterus, which seems wild to me given that so many of the dads I personally know are incredibly caring, protective, and kind. But we wouldn't say they are mothering the children. As is so often the case, we have failed to expand our knowledge and understanding of the emotional capacity of men. Men have historically suffered from our collective limited imagination, and we have all suffered as a result. And I want to state up front that the binary nature of using women and men is problematic and limiting given the vast spectrum of gender expression. For ease of language, I will mostly default to using these binary terms, but please know that the ways in which masculine and feminine traits actually show up in human beings is quite varied. So many dads I know are nurturing and gentle and emotionally available to their children. We have done and are doing real work on gender parity and on giving men a broader emotional range to work with. More men than ever are seeking out therapy to sort through their big and little t traumas and to learn how to express their feelings in a healthy way. More men than ever are rejecting toxic, violent expressions of masculinity and embracing their full range of human emotion. But there were many years of modern American life where the man was simply the father, the literal co-creator of the child, and the silent provider, who went to work and was measured not by how kind or caring he was, but only by how well he provided. I'm sure many of us in this room were raised by these fathers. Maybe you are or have been this father. Sadly, I don't think there's an outcome to this limitation on fathers that doesn't cause harm to children. Maybe you could see and sense within your father's spirit a longing for emotional expression that never found its way out. Maybe you only saw anger from your dad. Maybe you only got silence. Maybe your father only tenderized in old age when he finally released the trappings of being a man and was able to say how he felt about his children. I am sure he was unspeakably proud of you, but I hope he told you that out loud before he left this realm. Maybe you never tell your children that you love them. Maybe your father never told you. I think a lot of men still hold that restricted understanding of what it can mean to be a father and indeed to be a man. What is and is not okay for a man to express. As a progressive community, we may have made more progress than others, but I imagine some of this still resonates with men in this room or sounds familiar to some of us as we reflect on our own parents. Quick personal story. My husband stayed home with our daughter for the first 2 years of her life. I went back to work literally as soon as the doctor released me, 2 weeks after a C-section, because I had no interest in sitting around watching a baby sleep all day. Babies are cute, but really boring. Rodney, on the other hand, my husband, was living his very best life in his bathrobe. He did the night shift also, so he was the one to get up when she'd wake up crying. The trade was I would get up with her in the morning. He tracked her formula intake, her diapers, her naps. For the first 9 months of her life, every biological activity of this baby was documented in a green notebook on the kitchen counter. He would make up songs and send them to me throughout the day as they hung out together, napping, watching SportsCenter, making beats, and having tummy time. He also did all the cooking for us and the laundry. He was finishing grad school at the time, so we were able to make this work for about 2 years before he had to get like a job, and we had to figure out childcare. And I want you all to know he's very resentful currently that I don't make enough money for him to resume his life as a, quote, elite level house husband. I have promised him to continue working towards this goal, but meanwhile, I need him to continue to have a job with health insurance. Anyway, my purpose in sharing this is to say it was astounding how many people couldn't believe that he wanted this life. We were doing things differently in all ways than everyone around us. Even in 2016, our situation was unusual enough that it routinely got a handful of predictable responses, mostly aimed at the fact that I was not the one interested in staying home with the baby. Being a woman and a mom has a whole slew of pressures and expectations of its own. But also, I gathered that it was a challenge to the imagination of some to believe that a big, strong Black man would enjoy and even prefer to be the primary caregiver of his child. There are rampant stereotypes about Black fathers, but the truth is those stereotypes were manufactured through the intentional separation of families during enslavement. Later, the stereotypes are enforced via the insidiously long reach of white supremacy, which, among many other methods, disenfranchises Black men and then uses policing and the American justice system to disproportionately imprison them, often including Black fathers. People have the audacity to prescribe pathology to Black fatherhood or to suggest that Zoe's dad is anomalous are relying on false data for their scripts. When Black fathers are free to be in the homes with their children, their commitment shines above all other groups of men. According to the U.S. Centers of Disease Control and Prevention's 2013 National Health Statistics Report, Black fathers who live with their children were the most likely to have bathed, dressed, changed, or helped their children with the toilet every day, compared with their white or Hispanic counterparts. Black fathers were also more likely to eat meals with their children every day compared with white and Hispanic fathers. And a higher percentage of Black fathers, at 27%, took their children to or from activities every day compared with 20% of white fathers. Black fathers in the home were also significantly more likely at 41% to help their children with homework every day compared with Hispanic at 29% and white at 28% fathers. This has been my personal experience, and the data supports it. Black fathers are among the most emotionally available, gentle, and committed to parenting. I shouldn't have to say that, but I'm afraid not everyone really knows this in their bones yet, and it matters to me. But of course, Black men aren't the only men who melt into puddles for their children. I love watching men become dads. If they allow it, having children softens them in a profound way. It makes them sweet and gentle and tender and vulnerable, if only, often only, in the small private moments with their children. A new dad is terrified, anxious, and in love. A seasoned dad is relaxed, confident, and in love. It's an amazing thing. Dads are an invaluable resource, and for those of us lucky to have or know them, we are blessed beyond measure. Zoe is blessed beyond measure. I have been blessed beyond measure. But from working with many couples in distress, I know that many, as a marriage counselor and a relationship coach, I know that many men are not always able or willing to extend that vulnerability and softness to their partners. This can be very upsetting to their partners. To be so close to sweetness and not be able to access it is very painful. But I understand adult partners can hurt a man. Adult partners can say, your love is not good enough, but children are all love and acceptance. Children have no expectations of a man's ability to produce or make money or express his emotions with any degree of articulateness. Children are a safe place to invest all the emotional energy a man may have stored up from a lifetime of suppression. To all the fathers out there, please know that the softening that comes from falling profoundly in love with your children is a gift the world desperately needs, and it is safe to share it beyond the borders of your home. Looking around at all the violence in the world, both interpersonal and global, nearly all of which has been perpetrated by men throughout human history. At the risk of oversimplifying, most human violence is the multi-generational outcome of resource competition, ego, rage, stunted ability to empathize, and limited emotional capacity that we offer to men. We need more men who are tender and gentle and willing to take emotional risks, who will hold space for other men to sort through the emotional quagmire of being human. We need men who are vulnerable and honest and actively engaged in dismantling the impossible expectations of being a man this culture has imposed. It reminds me of the poem If by Rudyard Kipling, which highlights the virtual impossibility of the demands of being a man. If you're unfamiliar, look it up. It's good. Instead of men preoccupied with masculinity and achieving stoic perfection, we need gentle men. And specifically for those who choose and are able to have children, we need good dads raising healthy, happy children of all genders. Zoe's daddy is an amazing example of emotionally intelligent fatherhood. And my hope is she will grow into a happy, confident adult as a result of having had such a profoundly good dad. I am unspeakably grateful to have him as my partner. He's really excelling at parenting. He's way better than I am. But it's not easy. So I want to say also happy Father's Day to the men who are struggling to integrate the role of being a good dad with being an American man. It is hard. Keep trying, because we need you. Happy Father's Day to all the people who have stepped into parenting roles for children not their own through adoption or foster care. You're doing the world a valuable service, and these children are lucky to have you. Happy Father's Day to stepdads. It's a tricky job to occupy a space someone else holds or has held before you, particularly when male ego can get in the way. I salute your efforts to father at whatever prescribed emotional distance is required, as well as your willingness to wholeheartedly love your partner's children if allowed. Happy Father's Day to the dads who can't be with their children today for reasons not your own, whether due to incarceration, deployment, or custodial arrangements. I'm sure your children know that you love them, but I hope you have a chance to tell and show them soon. Happy Father's Day to those who are desperate to become fathers and haven't been able to yet. And I know some single dads out here making it happen for your kids, and you should know you're doing a really good job. Happy Father's Day to the gay dads who have had to fight tooth and nail to achieve fatherhood, whether via surrogate birth or adoption. I am grateful the world caught up to the fact that love is love, and a family is whatever you make of it, however it's made. Happy Parenting Day to all the trans and non-binary people who may have had to challenge the binary of mother and father to include your unique expression of parenting, or who've navigated a transition. May you be seen and accepted for your whole self and celebrated for your caring and kindness. I want to hold space for fathers who have lost children, and with that loss, a part of themselves. There are some wounds that never really heal. I want to hold space for you if you've lost your own father, literally, or through estrangement or rejection, or if you never knew him. There is grief even in ambiguous loss. May you find peace and support today if it is a hard day for you. Thank you to all the men who have gotten vasectomies. I especially appreciate men who have done this recently in solidarity with those of us suffering under attacks on reproductive justice. Your willingness to be responsible for your own decision to not have children or not have more children is a testament to your caring and kindness. I value men who choose to be uncles, gunkles, big brothers, mentors, teachers, coaches, and various other caretakers. Whether you are literally a father or not, so many of you are filling in gaps that would otherwise go unfilled for the children you're caring for. Whatever your feelings may be about your own father or your own experience of being a father, may we all be cared for, protected, and supported today. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Amy. The Welcome Team will now take up a collection to support the Society. We rely on the generosity of our members and friends, so please consider donating. If you don't have cash with you today, you can donate at ethicalstl.org/donate or use the QR code on the screen. We appreciate anything you may be able to offer. If you are interested in joining the Ethical Society or you are a visitor and would like to know more about the Society, there's a table downstairs called Visitors Connect with some fancy new signage to help you find it. Members and our new membership coordinator, Katie, will be around to answer your questions. We would love to keep you informed about future events at the Ethical Society of St. Louis. You may use the QR code to sign up for the weekly newsletter, check with the Friends of the Ethical Society Facebook group, or email the relevant staff person or member. This is a vibrant place, and I hope you feel free to get involved and connected into the community in ways that feel good for you. I'd like to welcome our musicians back for Fix You, followed by Danny's song. Amy will be joining them for backing up vocals.
When you try your best but you don't succeed, when you get what you want but not what you need, when you feel so tired you can't sleep, stuck in reverse, when the tears come strumming down your face, when you lose something that you can't replace, when you love someone but it goes to waste, could it be worse? Lights will guide you home and ignite your bones. I will try to fix you. Either high up above or down below. When you're too in love to let it go. Well, if you never try, you never know just what you're worth. Lights will guide you home and ignite your bones. I will try to fix you. Tears stream down your face when you lose something you can't replace. Tears stream down your face, and tears stream down your face. Promise you I will learn from my mistakes. Tears stream down your face, and lights will guide you home and ignite your bones. I will try to fix you. Thank you. Please feel free to sing along on this
You guys know you love to sing along.
People smile and tell me I'm the lucky one, and we've only just begun. Think I'm gonna have a son. He will be like she and me, as free as a dove, conceived in love. The sun is gonna shine above. Even though we ain't got money, I'm so in love with you, honey, and everything will bring a change of love. In the morning when I rise, bring a tear of joy to my eyes and tell me everything's gonna be alright. Seems as though a month ago I was baby cat, never got high. Oh, was a sorry guy. Now I smile and face the girl that shares my name. Now I'm through with the game. This boy will never be the same. Even though we ain't got money, I'm so in love with you, honey, and everything will bring a shade of love. In the morning when I rise, bring a tear of joy to my eyes and tell me everything's gonna be alright. High seas, Virgo rising is a very good sign, strong and kind, and the little boy's mine. Now I see a family where once was none. Now it just begun. Gonna fly to the sun. Even though we ain't got money, I'm so in love with you, honey, and everything will bring a chain of love. In the morning when I rise, bring a tear of joy to my eyes and tell me everything's gonna be alright. Love the girl who holds the world in a paper cup. Drink it up. Love her and she'll bring you love. If you find she helps your mind, better take her home. Don't you live alone. Try to earn what lovers own. Even though we ain't got money, I'm so in love with you, honey, and everything will bring a chain of love. In the morning when I rise, bring a tear of joy to my eyes and tell me everything's gonna be alright.
Thank you all for being here today, for each other and for yourselves. I hope today's platform helped you feel more connected to one another and motivated you to implement the core values more in your day-to-day life. I invite you to spend more time in community today. Greet somebody nearby, or head downstairs to the Becker Room for coffee and tea and lovely conversation. If you don't know where that is, just follow the crowd downstairs. If you're new to the Ethical Society, please feel free to pick up a yellow mug for your coffee if you're a new visitor and would love for someone to approach you for conversation. Thank you for coming and have a lovely day.